Hello, everyone. Turn our music down. We don't want to get any copyright issues. I hope I'm speaking loud enough. Let me pull it in close. Pull it in closer. This is Tosh. This is Diva Styles TV podcast. Respect the business. Respect the business. Okay. Like I told you before, I'm gonna do a new webcam. I don't even know why I ordered it the other day. It's been crazy. So I'm gonna try to get my energy up. I will say I had some low vibration food, so I didn't, end my evening on a good note. I'll probably go home and juice so I can get some really nice healthy fruits and vegetables inside of me before I go to bed, drink some water and such. But yeah, as you can see, I'm tired, but hey, I've committed to get it done and we're going to get it done. So we have IG, we have YouTube here, and we're going to get it popping. So again, I am Tosh. This is Diva Styles TV podcast, Respect the Business. And today's topic, I forgot what number episode we're on. I want to say we're like on number, let me see, we might even be on 9 at this point. I can't remember. I have to go back, right? But we're going to talk today about Stylists and the hold that they're now putting on cards, more so than that dollar that they used to take or hold just to make sure that the card was valid. We want to talk about, Stylists and the fact that they are charging more now, right? They're charging more. And so stylists, beauty professionals, barbers, all of y'all, let's give that a round of applause, right? But what do I mean by that, consumer? If you're on Stylists, if you're on these booking sites, you probably know what I mean. But I'm starting feeling a little gully in my, my little vest. I got my little More Love t-shirt. I haven't worn this in a long time. I thought I'd wear this. The hair's been in a pony all day. We don't really have any jewelry on. My Apple Watch is on the fritz. So we're just, it came together nicely. But anyway, it's been in a ponytail pretty much all day to get out of my way. But see, this is that GG28 hair. It needs a little spa treatment and it's still behaving, performing, doing what it's supposed to do. So, but we're going to give her some spa treatment soon. So anyway, yeah. So if you're a consumer, you use Style Seat to book your appointments, to book your nail appointment, to book your hair appointment, to book your makeup services, to book your whatever, and you notice, wow, we're holding like they snatched money already. I didn't even get the service done, and already the money is gone, right? So I came across this. This came to my attention maybe like a week or two ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. And I didn't know about the new policies, right? And so someone cancels their appointment, and I'm like, I've never met them before, and I'm like, wait, what? So of course that's annoying because now I gotta go look at my calendar, my personal calendar, see what I can rearrange, figure out where the gap is going to be, blah, 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 because I don't like to overlap. If you listen to any of my other videos, I don't like to overlap. I don't like overbooking. I will stagger a little bit here and there, but I don't like to like double book, triple book, quadruple, whatever. I don't like a bunch of people sitting around waiting, eating, talking, sleeping all day. I don't like that. Never did, never will. Right. So so the person canceled the appointment, and then all of a sudden they text me and they're like, oh, hey, I still need the appointment, but Stassi already charged me, da 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 da. Ma'am, I wish you had reached out to me because, yeah, when I looked at it, they had not charged her, right? It took me a minute to figure out what was going on because I, of course, in the middle of something else. But what happened was Southsea was saying, hey, we have now fully authorized this person's card for these services that they're asking for, right? So if they're asking for, let's just use let's use hair industry because that's the industry that I'm in. So they book for a natural silk press for a new client. They book for a trim and they book for a hydration treatment or whatever they put in there, right? And so it's going to authorize for that full amount. No more $1. No more authorizing for just $1 or $3 or whatever it's been, right? Policies and procedures change all the time. I don't keep up with it. It is what it is, right? But yeah, let's talk about that, right? So we're broaching topics on respect the business. We're broaching topics that we as consumers and beauty professionals can speak on, right? Things that we see pop up on social media, pop up as skits, pop up as really, really bad scenarios because there was a lack of communication, right? A lot of things happen because of a lack of communication. So what we want to try to do with what we want to do, what we will do with this particular a YouTube channel, IG segments, podcast segments, is we want to make sure we are bridging the gap between the consumer and the professional, the beauty professional. That's barbers, nail techs, masseuse, whomever, right? Brow techs, lash techs, makeup artists, etc. And so, yeah, so once I saw what was going on, I think we probably both kind of figured it out. But I told her, I said, I'm probably sure it was just checking to make sure that there were enough funds on the card to cover the services. And that's exactly what it was, right? It wasn't that Stylesy charged them. It wasn't like I charged her card, because I think sometimes people think we have access to charge their card and we don't. Like, we don't see their card information. We don't know any of that stuff, maybe the last 4 digits, but we can't charge your card, especially prematurely, until the day of the service, and typically not until the service is finished, right? So upon further research, I found that that's exactly what it was. It was that the company Stylists, the booking site, had actually held the funds for the service. So now she's canceled the service, right? So now you didn't pay for it. You canceled the service. Somebody now had the opportunity to take your spot. I think she ended up rebooking. And then for whatever reason, I feel like she canceled again now that I'm thinking about it. So I don't know if it's because it held more money, and so she canceled it again because she wasn't really sure if she was sure about what she was sure about. I don't know. She was second guessing herself. I don't know. So she canceled again. Needless to say, she got blocked. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to put that part in there, but I literally just thought about that just now. Now that I'm rethinking and reliving and thinking about what happened with that subject matter, with that person, with that text message, back and forth. After all that, she ends up canceling the service again. And so I blocked her. I might have given her a few moments to see what she was going to do. I will do that from time to time. I told you I'm an equal opportunity type of, but I did give her, I'm sure, a few minutes, but no. She can't book online anymore. She have to do like a call, text, preferably, hopefully she thinks the text, and she will have to do a deposit. I'm not doing that. And so now she will have to pay up front because for whatever reason, she wasn't understanding how the system was working, right? Or she thought she was getting played, scammed. Honey, I don't know, and I can't be concerned. But so this is why I'm just bringing this up, because I had another person reach out to me and say the same thing. Like, hey, it looks like they've held the money or taken the money out already prematurely. Like, they normally don't do that. And I'm like, no, they didn't. And I sent them a screenshot of their appointment, and where it says so-and-so's first and last name, it says so-and-so's card has sufficient funds to cover the services or something like that. And so that's what we need. We need to make sure that the beauty professionals also taken care of, right? The consumer a lot of times is considered correct or always right, but it's not always the case, right? As we know, when we work in the service industry, or any industry for that matter, right? Whether you're a lawyer, doctor, cosmetologist, whatever the case may be, nurse, you know that the customer is not always right. And so, I just wanted to broach this topic because for those of you who may think that your beauty professional is, charging you prematurely, taking money off your card, you don't know if your card has been compromised, your information, and so on and so forth. Rest assured, unless there's some breach in the booking agent's site and their technology, and you're not getting scammed. It's just to protect the beauty professional, because people will book. They'll use a card. They may have a couple dollars on there. So now it gets verified that it's a valid card because they only held $1, right? And so they say, okay, this is a valid card. This is before now. This is past tense. And then you get to the end of the service. You're like, oh yeah, let me check. Oh, red. Like red on Stylists means that the card was declined, right? Use another form of payment. And then you're like, what? So what if that person had left and you never received payment? Because sometimes I'm just like, oh, yeah, go ahead. Okay, yeah, I'm sure it's on there. They're like, oh, make sure you got your money. I'm like, I'm sure it's there. But I need to make sure, and I'm trying to do better to say, pick up my phone first and foremost and say, okay, let me check. because anything could go wrong, right? Or they could, if the car could have expired, what have you. So that's why I appreciate what Stylists is doing. There's some things they can fix. There's some things like we can't even talk to nobody in person. Like put out a ticket and you can't even get a response right away, and it's not even an answer to your question. It's just like, oh, we're sorry for your wait. I hope your ticket was, because no, my ticket wasn't taken care of, but whatever, that's another story. But right now we're talking about funds and having enough funds on one's card to take care of your services that you booked, services that are rendered, right? And so, and then, and so that in that respect, I do like how Style Seed is respecting the beauty professional's business, right? It's called respect the business. And so not only do we want the customer, the consumer, the public to respect our business as beauty professionals, we also as beauty professionals want to respect our own business, right? And so we have to do business, and it's not just making the hair look pretty, making the colors just right, making this curl just so, making this wave just so. It's about the back end, because if you're working, stressing your body, stretching your fingers, stressing your hands, stressing your wrist, stressing your mind, stressing your feet, stressing whatever, and you're not making money on the back end, or you don't know where the money's going, then what is the point? So we want to make sure that we're paying attention to the business side. So back to the point of Style Seed charging, or not charging, but we'll say holding, right? Where they're holding, or they're verifying that you have enough money to cover your services, so that when the service is finished, the services are finished, it's not like there's no money and the person's like, oh, I don't know what happened. That was the card I wanted to use. Da 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 da. Some scammy situation, right? Where they have to go get the money and come back. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool, right? So then the other part of this, and this is the part where kind of ticks me off, and I understand, again, as the public, you would not think about this, right? But I'm going to bring this to your attention, and I'm sure I've said it before, that when you don't put a valid card down, or before when you didn't put a valid card down, and you book services, even if you were planning on paying with a different form of payment when you got to your service, or before you left your service, and you said, you know what, I'm going to book with this card, but I'm going to pay with another card, or I'm going to pay with cash, or she accepts Cash App, I'm going to pay with Cash App, I'm going to pay with Zelle, or whatever your preference is. The problem with that is, then what if you don't make it to your appointment? So if you don't make it to your appointment, now that stylist, that barber, that beauty professional, whomever, does not get a chance to receive their funds as a late cancellation fee, as a no-show fee, and so on and so forth. So you just basically stole from that person. I'm just going to keep it real. It's like stealing, it's like stealing, because it's like stealing, because now the beauty professional makes no money off that service. Absolutely no money. And that's not cool. They're in business to make money. We're in business to make money. And so now you said, oh, I'm not going to go to that appointment. I'm stuck in traffic. I'm not going to make it. My baby daddy called and said, I got to go pick up little baby or whatever. And it's like, so now what happens to the beauty professional, right? So let me tell you what could happen. So you say, okay, hey, I wasn't being dishonest. You're like, oh, wow, I never looked at it from that perspective. It's okay, because that's why we're having the conversation. And I understand I'm talking to you all right now, but I want you to comment. I want you to share. I want you to talk about it with your friends, family, your homegirls, coworkers, associates, whatever. I want you to comment on IG, comment on YouTube. Let's have the conversation. Let's start to, we can broach the conversation and actually have live conversations about it, have call-ins about these topics that I'm broaching on Respect the Business, right? On Diva Styles TV. And so, yeah, like, it's technically stealing. So now if you say, oh, shoot, I didn't look at it that way. That's true. If I can't make it, he can't get paid. They can't get paid, right? So let's see, how can we rectify that? So let's say, for instance, you go forward and do that. I don't think you can. But I just had somebody the other day, I'm going to be honest, book, and her money, it didn't go through. She didn't show up. I texted her. She didn't give me a time when she would be there. I waited. She said she was running behind at first. Then it was like all communication ceased. Well, you're my last of the day. I don't really want to do the service that you're talking about doing, because it's so time consuming, and she has so much hair and just a lot. And so now I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to busy myself doing other things. And I did. I think I ate. I responded to messages. I probably was on social media. I don't know. Oh, I was responding to emails. And then I look up because hubby had brought me some food, so he was there, and I'm like, whoa, what time is it? No. I mean, I got my stuff so fast. I already had cleaned up. I think I just I shut down, put the systems on, and I was out of there. Because that's disrespectful, right? But here goes. So now we're texting back and forth still. Now there's communication. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got caught up. My bad. Da 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 da. So I'm like, worst case scenario, whatever. She getting charged. I'm not even gonna stress about it. I'm leaving. It is what it is. She's getting charged. She's wasting my time. Somebody else could have had a 6 o'clock slot, right? 6:30, whatever it was. And so now I'm at home. I'm with my family. We're having communication with the kids. We're trying to catch up on the day, deal with situations. And she's over here like, well, what should I do? What you mean? What should you do? You should have came to your appointment. So yeah, she doesn't. So I was like, well, she already got charged. I'm gonna just let her come tomorrow, which I didn't have to. I was just gonna maybe charge her a few more dollars for the missed appointment the previous day, right? For me having to try to fit her in on my Sunday. And at the end of the day, I got to be out of there by a certain time, whatever. And so she agreed with that and all that. Thank you. I go to look at the site and her card had been declined. Now, you already know what happened. You already know what I'm about to say. But guess what? You would be wrong. You were right because you're probably thinking I'm saying what? She got blocked. But I'm going to tell you one thing. She was already blocked. So why Stylists let her book in the first place? I don't know. I noticed it a couple months ago. I'm like, how did she get through? So she said she used a different phone number. Okay. Right. But they still have first and last name. It's showing up blocked, but you still let her book. So now I got issues with Stylists because I'm like, why did you let somebody who clearly is blocked still book with me? But whatever. So that name pop up again. She booked with another number. She getting canceled because I didn't get my money for the last appointment. So I just told her, I said, you know what? We'll try this another day. I got to leave early, whatever. And I don't know what she said because I blocked her from that email she was texting me from too. She already had been blocked on my phone from her phone number. She already been blocked on Stylists. I still went on and took her one more time, thinking hopefully, because our communication was better. It sounded like we could do better, but you're not going to sit here and decline the car or put up a declined car and then think we're going to do business in the future. We're not. So to keep people from having these messed up relationships where they have to cut ties with people, let's have the conversation. Let's understand the whys and the what fors, right? The whys and the what fors, so that we can move forward cohesively and build better relationships with one another, long lasting relationships. The consumers not jumping from chair to chair to chair to salon to salon to salon, from house to house to house, and this, that, and the third. Okay. So, yeah, she is now officially blocked. And you might say, well, Tosh, you probably gonna let her come back again. The answer would be no, because I'm pretty certain she's not gonna pay me for my missed time. Now, she pays me for my missed time before and pays for this appointment that came up. That if I decide to take her another time, then we can talk business, and she must pay up front. There will be no, oh, I didn't understand. You wanted me to pay for both? Girl, that don't even make it. It'll be none of that. I don't do that. I don't go back and forth. I don't go back and forth. So we're going to wrap this up. I just want you all to be aware that Stylists is now holding the full amount. Let me be clear. Stylists is holding the full amount for your services. So if you don't have enough money on your card, it's going to decline you. It's going to block you from booking, from what I can understand. I haven't done all the research. I haven't tried it out myself. But if you put up a card and somehow it gets declined and somehow it got through and you get to the end of the service, do not be surprised if that person does not want to do business with you anymore, because it makes you look untrustworthy. It makes you look fraudulent. Now, I'm not trying to be a Miss Goody Two Shoes. I'm not perfect. I believe we all can raise our hand and say that we have booked with a hotel or something before in the past, and we put a card down that we didn't want charged because we weren't quite sure if we were going to need to cancel or whatever. Or maybe find a different hotel that we like better, or something could come up and we don't want to get charged for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. I get it. However, now the principle is still the same. The reason why I say however is because hotels can have 200, 400, 1,000 hotel rooms, whereas we're just one person, right? We're one person. And so we're an independent contractor. So now you say, well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to go or not. I don't know if I'm gonna have a babysitter. I don't know if I'm gonna feel like it. What if it's rainy? What if I'm tired? Okay, so now you put a car down that can't be charged. Now what? Now that stylist just is out of that money. They could have made money with another customer. They could have done something else with their time, been with their family. There's so many other things that could have been done. So it's very unfair, and it's like a little bit fraudulent for you to not put down a valid card. So I like the fact that Stylesy, let's end on a positive. I like this fact that Stylesy has now implemented this new practice. I'm going to also tell you something, consumers, that's really good for you that I found out by accident the other day, and that is, so I had a young lady. Oh my gosh, these people are, oh, Jesus, bless God. Did she get blocked? I'm pretty sure I blocked her. I better have. She got blocked. So anyway, the new person, there's like a 3-hour window block for her because she's supposed to be getting, she didn't book the right service, but she's supposed to be getting a new client silk press and a partial color. Come to find out, it was gonna be a full color, a ton of hair, covering up blind, whoop-de-whoop. It was a whole shebang. So she did not choose the right things. People trying to just be cheap, choose the cheapest things, not choosing the right things at all, which means that a right amount of time is not blocked away. So she chooses a regular press and she chooses a partial color, neither of which were correct. New person, right? So sometimes I don't fix it online, or if I don't know, like even if it's supposed to be a new client press, sometimes I'll just wait till I see the person so they don't think I'm trying to just upcharge stuff, right? I want to tell them why there's an upcharge. So because they didn't, what they didn't choose correctly, so they'll know for the next time. So anyway, I wait. Oh, so she reaches out to me a couple hours before her appointment and she's like, hey, would there be a consultation needed for a big chop if I wanted to do a big chop instead of what I booked for? Ma'am, it's the day of your appointment. I'm in the middle of a client. So I say, now I'm thinking to myself, why do you need a consultation for a cut, but you didn't get a consultation for the color? Moving on. So I answer her. And I said, hey, but since you're not, and then she sends me pictures of her hair and all that. I'm like, this is not a partial color by any stretch of the imagination. Like, that is a lot of color, a lot of work. So not a lot of work, but it's a lot of color, and it's gonna be a lot of products, period. And so she goes, and it could be a lot of work because it's a lot of hair. We got detangle, we got to press it, blow dry, all of this, hydrate it. So she goes, I said, well, since you're not getting all of that stuff done, you're not getting the services that you booked, you're just getting a cut. I said, I'm assuming you're getting a shampoo service too, because I don't just cut hair. I said, you don't need to come in at noon. You can come in at like 1:30. I said, I'm in the middle of a project that'll give me time to finish. I said, since you're not going to be processing with your color at this point, because there's no purpose in her coming to sit in my face or waiting on me or scrolling on her phone, waiting on me while for no reason, coming way sooner since the services were condensed so much. So she was totally in agreement with that. She was fine. She's out to you at 1:30. I think, and I even said at some point, make sure text me or call me when you park, right? So I could direct her. So I didn't get any response from that. And then around 1:47 or so, I'm like, hey, how much further are you out or something? How much longer? And she says, oh, it's a lot of traffic, da, 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 da. Long story short, she is not anywhere near. And she's talking about canceling at this point. So I'm like, wait, whoa, canceling. And she was quite a ways away. Like, it wasn't like she was around the corner up the street. It was like across town and possible in traffic. So I was like, oh, okay. So at this point, I'm ready to charge her the full price because you have said, and I was well within my means to do that, because at this point, you're a no-show. Just because you told me to cancel it and you communicated that to me does not mean anything. We were supposed to start the service a long time ago. At noon, I pushed it back because she changed the services. But still, now, I had somebody else reach out actually that needed a service. But at this point, by the time I went through all this with her, it was too late to call someone, text them up and say, hey, by the way, you can still come and still get them done before my next client. So I was really annoyed. So I was about to charge her that whole whatever it was. But I ended up I explained the whole thing to her. It was a nice lengthy text message to tell her what all should have been done with this. And I told her, I said, technically, this is a no-show, not a cancellation, not a late cancellation. I said, however, so I only charged her like half of the price that it would have been or something. And she texted back that she totally understood and that was fine. But going forward, she's booking as a if she does book again. And so I think I didn't block her. I think I'm going to. I don't know. I might have been being nice once I got over being aggravated. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I didn't block her because she did. She communicated for the most part, and she seemed like she had a good disposition. But if I did block her again, you know the drill. She is going to have to book with a cash app deposit going forward, and that way I get my money up front. So, what's the point? Style C. Oh, but what I found out was by accident when I went to go try to cancel the appointment. Because I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna let me cancel the appointment this late in the service. Because at this point, we're supposed to start at noon. It's like probably after 2 o'clock at this point. Maybe no, okay, maybe it's like 1:45 or so. So what I found out is on Stouty, if you try to cancel the appointment when the service was supposed to already have started, it's not going to let you. It was like canceling appointments after the start time or something is very inconvenient for consumers or customers. I was like, really, really, Stouty. But I bring this up because they're also trying to look out for you, the consumer. So if I have an appointment and then I'm sitting in the parking lot, I'm sitting at the person's salon, and then they cancel it and leave, like that can't be done. So it's telling them, and I'm assuming that had I tried either, I don't know if it would have allowed me to do it, but if I had done it, I don't think it allowed me to do it. But even if it had allowed me to do it, I think it was probably going to penalize me as a beauty professional on their site, right? But that is that, y'all. We're going to wrap that up. We're going to go to our second part of this segment. Woo, woo, woo. And then mama has to go home, get in the tub, get in the bed, honey, because tomorrow we'll be here before we know it. So I hope you learned something. I know you did, because not everybody knew that. I know that I just learned that quite by mistake, quite by accident, that is what is happening now. And I think it's a win-win for the beauty professional. So we don't have to worry about, are we going to get paid after the fact? Is the person going to try to, skimp out of the payment? Are they going to try to downplay the price or whatever, right? It's already going to be verified. It's ready to rock. There's no going to the bank and nothing else. All right. Ciao, y'all, for now. Uh-oh. Somebody I hear on IG says that, oh no, I'm not trying to bite. We're just going to say ciao, 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 ciao. All right, I'll be back, y'all. This is Respect the Business, Diva Styles TV podcast. Take care, y'all. Mm-mm.